Live, just straight, no intro.
Nope, going.
Today we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
To try to get a matchup with a gunner. Oh, goes the win! Francis in gunner!
This is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow!
It's very rare.
What a finish!
Another one.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out? Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to goal. It's a knockout! Oh my It's a knockout!
And it's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Buck is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Piercing. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the tangent.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
I think you've had enough.
Noah?
Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow! How good is this?
Finish him!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just that you become a pansy. That's in the Book of Earl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What's up, Gruntworks Nation? We are live for your UFC 291 betting advice and all that other great stuff. All right, with us today is VTT's Trigger Joe. And then, again, our relatively new host, VTT's DrunkenCyborg. So if you have not figured out who she is, all right, go check out VTT's DrunkenCyborg on Facebook and go ahead and give it a follow and all that great stuff. And yeah, it's awesome because she did pretty well last week, and we gave her a hard time after the first fight, and then she came right back with the whops in the second one. And so it is the way it is. But as you see her name, it says The Baker, because The Baker, normally our producer, the fake Asian in the background, is not here. But she's doing her best and wearing the beard, much like Chris has. And you know what? I think that looks better than Chris's beard. Chris.
Yeah. Speaking of beards, I'm pretty sure if Paul Craig shaved his face, she wouldn't have been right on one fight last week.
Negative.
Because she said when she talked trash, she picks based on skill. But on the show, she said, and I quote, "I'm going to pick Paul Craig because of his glorious beard."
No. Okay. He just said some shit about one of the fighters that had nothing to do with fighting. I was like, all right, if we're going to throw that kind of stuff out, then I am also going to throw...
I got to hear the tape before I'll concede.
Did you say Joe did that or I did it?
You threw out some stuff about a fight that was menial, but
yeah, I don't know shit
Well, you
about
can't get lost on the clown picks.
and then
the clown picks.
also
Nick's playing 3-card Monty, and you're losing track, Stacks. What's going on?
who won that fight? Hey Joe, who won that fight?
The beard that you love.
The beard won that one. So I don't know if it's my mic or if it's my audio, but we got to get the microphone a little bit closer. So it is what it is. But anyways, again, where is Senate 7? I mean, he loses 1 point he lost 2 points back to back, and now all of a sudden he's this ghost, this big baby.
The police said he has to be missing for 2 days for me to file a report, but I didn't know who else to call.
Yeah, weird.
Where is he?
But hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Go ahead and say hi and where you're watching from. And anytime during the show, all right, go to that QR code up in the upper left-hand corner as you're watching, and put in the code VTTGW and get yourself a discount. Other than that, man, what's going on, guys? What's new?
Oh, dude, I'm jacked for 291. We got Poirier and Gaethje, 34 years old, probably their last run at the title for both of them. And if anyone saw that first fight, what a war! Two of the most violent lightweights, and it's about to be a bloodbath. I'm ready for fight of the century. It's going to be incredible. So yeah, definitely. And getting Alex Pereira back in the ring against a really crazy matchup in Jan Blachowicz. It's going to be a great card.
Nice. And Cyborg, what's new with you?
Well, I did stop shaving and grew out my glorious beard, so there's that. Other than that, I'm just really freaking. Same thing. Poirier and Gaethje. I'm super freaking excited. I'm feeling a certain kind of way about Alex currently, but
yeah. Anyways, remember, we're gonna go through the picks. All right, you guys got to pay attention. You got to stay to the end. Now, remember, do not listen to what I say. All right, I don't pay any attention to these fights other than I text Joe, who am I betting on again? And he tells me, and I cheer for that person. Okay, I really don't know anything. So don't. I pick fighters based off their name and their jawline. I think that's why we both went with Paul Craig the last time. And then listen to what Joe says. All right, and then now with the Drunken Cyborg, pay attention to what they're saying, and then bet on them. And at the end of this show today, we're going to take a little bit of a different stretch, and we're going to go with actually how to bet. All right, so because it's actually a pretty short fight card, so we'll go through it, and then we'll tell you guys how to bet, how we bet, and then if you got extra scratch, go ahead and throw some money on it. If you don't have money to lose, here's a big tip for you: don't gamble. All right, don't do it. All right, just like any other vice that you have in your life, chances are if you keep doing it, the same shit's going to happen wrong. All right, so just don't do it if you don't have the money. That's the disclaimer. But again, yeah, say hi, say where you're watching from. Okay, let's get right into it. We got a welterweight fight to start. And we got this Michael Cheesy, whatever his name is, Chiesa.
That'll do.
Chiesi. All right, I'm just going to call him Cheesy. All right, coming at 18-6, and he's going against Kevin Holland at 24-9. Okay, I'm going to go Holland, all right, by submission in the second round with a Stroopwafel submission. I don't know if you've ever heard of that Stroopwafel submission. It's a dangerous one. It's only happened once that I'm tracking in history of any type of fighting, but it's going down. UFC
sounds intricate.
All right, let's start with VTT's Drunken Cyborg. Okay, who do you got in this one?
So this one I've got Holland. I like Michael, but I feel like with his current record, I think Holland's got this. I don't think Michael's going to be able to bully him on the mat or on the ground. I think Holland, I'm going with a round 3 knockout for Holland. I think this one's going to be kind of one of those back and forth things, but I really do think Holland's got this one.
Very nice. Trigger Joe, what say you?
Yeah, I think the smart money here is on Holland money line because Chiesa has shown to be very durable and he knows his ground game well enough to defend. Stacks is right on the money with he will not be able to bully Kevin Holland. And I think the fact that he's got a lack of technique, lack of athleticism, he's not going to be able to get off his takedowns like he normally can. Holland's going to be able to pretty much do what he wants. He's got 6 inches of reach. He was a beast at middleweight. He's even more of a beast at 170. And I believe Kevin Holland's only getting better after a few fights where he kind of looked like he didn't really know what he wanted to do in there. And I think now he understands striking's where his game's at. He has a 65% significant strike accuracy. He hits 3 more strikes per minute than Chiesa. I think he's going to tune him up. I think he's probably going to drop him in round 1. Chiesa will survive. They'll maybe go to the ground in round 2, but I think he actually finishes the job, and I've got him just like Stacks, that 3rd round knockout. But I think the Kevin Holland money line, in case Chiesa survives, is also a safe bet because he is a minus 150 favorite. So a lot of tight lines on this card.
Awesome. There you have it, fight fans. Now, again, don't listen to what I say. Now, unless you think there's going to be a Stroopwafel submission, then if you can find odds on that, it's probably 16 trillion to 1. All right, and then you might actually want to put that out on there because I don't know how you can beat somebody with a pastry submission. Joe, have you ever had a Stroopwafel before?
I don't think so. I have had a warm Budweiser in Berlin, though. I don't know how those people do that.
Nice. Yeah. When I was in the Netherlands for the 71st anniversary of Operation Market Garden, I was jumping there. And we went down to downtown Arnhem, a bridge too far, that city. We go down there and it's a ghost town. And then we turn the corner and there's a line like a mile long, all for the same place at 9:00 in the morning. So let's get in that line. We're in the Army. We're good at that. Just get in that line and wait. And it was Stroopwafels. They were delicious. So yeah, it was, fresh, actual Holland Stroopwafels. So Holland by Stroopwafel. All right. We're going to the next one. It's a lightweight fight. And we got Tony Ferguson, okay, which I actually recognize that guy. 26.
You recognize the other one.
Oh, we know this other guy. All right, PTSD from Halloween, circa 2000 and what? 19, 20?
Georgie was a baby, so
2020.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, So Bobby fucking Green. All right, so Cyborg, you're not tracking this. Maybe you are, but we had like a 12-fight parlay that like $10 is going to pay like $2,800, and we lost a split decision. That Bobby Green lost was the only fight that we lost, and it was Bobby fucking Green. Wasn't he like a minus 600 favorite too?
I told him in person. I told him in person about that night, and he laughed about it. He was like, "I did." No, because we bet against him, and he won. That's what it was. I can look up the fight for you right now because that's why we always said Bobby effing Green. It was against. Oh, come on.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Like I think we put. I didn't even watch that fight.
Has explained to me this situation and said that once he came up, there would be Bobby effing Green. So yeah, I was expecting it.
Yeah, see everybody who watches the show, all 3 of you watch right now. We got 7 again. But hey, those of you watching, press the share button because Facebook put us in a dumpster. All right, we're starting to come back out of it again, but didn't we lock you in a dumpster once? Yeah, I got out. All right.
That's cool, man.
That's cool, man. But okay, so Bobby fucking Green's coming in at 29-14. All right, now I actually watched the weigh-ins, Joe. I did, and just because I was bored, and I put it on, and I don't like the way Tony Ferguson's face looks.
Yeah,
right. Like it looks like it's just ready to get like explode. Like it's nothing but scar tissue. So
it was made a meme in his last fight by the knockout. It was so bad.
So I'm gonna go with Bobby Green by blowing him a kiss, and it's gonna split open his cartilage that's just standing there. So I'm gonna go Bobby Green 1st round KO by blowing a kiss. All right, Trigger Joe, what say you?
I think this is they say everybody's got one good fight left in them, and I think this is probably the best matchup for any sign of a pulse from Tony Ferguson he's going to get as far as a guy that's got the finishing power because Green will win a boxing match on points. He's got no problem doing it. His hands are much, much better than Tony's as far as his technique. And I think him and Green have a pretty decent fight, a little better than the odds are showing. I'm not touching this fight betting wise just because right now Bobby Green is a minus 390 favorite after losing 2 and then having the no contest with Jared Gordon. I don't think he should be a minus 400 favorite over anybody. That's just the way I feel. I feel like this is probably a minus 175 in favor of Bobby Green. And I do believe he wins the fight, but I think it's a little bit closer than the odds are showing. I think Tony shows a little bit of life in maybe round 2, but loses a unanimous decision after what ends up being a pretty good scrap because Bobby Green won't make it boring.
All right, perfect. All right, Cyborg, what say you?
So I got kind of the same sentiments. I think Ferguson understands that this is one of the last chances he has to bring himself even a little bit back from where he's at currently. I don't see him going out easy. I don't think Green is going to be able to just overtake him, but I think it's going to be a good scrap match.
Did Stacks freeze on us?
I think that might be a frozen problem. You got me right, Joe?
I got you.
All right. Well, hopefully, I know. She's got storms rolling through Virginia right now, so that could be a problem. So if we drop us on the live feed, don't worry about it. We'll post all the picks no matter what. But until then, let's see here. They lost power, so I don't know if the stream's going to go bye-bye or not. But we'll keep talking just in the event that it does stay on. We're going with the next fight. What happened on this fight? Why did it get canceled?
Honestly, it was an hour before the show. I looked at FanDuel and saw that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Mikel Pereira were not fighting anymore, and I don't know why. I'd have to look it up to see. Sometimes they don't disclose it right away. Could be an illness. Could be that Pereira didn't make weight. He's got a really big weight cut to make, and he's had a problem with a weight cut before. So I don't know if that's what it is or not, but Wonder Boy, they were taking that bet all the way up until 4:00 this afternoon.
Very nice. And again, sorry for the technical difficulties, but they're getting storms and they lost power, but somehow we're still live.
Party on.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
Okay, so they got replaced with a heavyweight fight with our boy Derek Lewis, who I think he's lost like 16 fights in a row, and then he's going against Lima. All right, and I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm gonna go Lima by triangle ankle choke. Look it up, Joe. All right,
okay, I'll do that. I will most definitely look it up. I'm going to go with DeLima as well. 38 years old at heavyweight does not mean the same thing that 38 years old at bantamweight does. 38 years old at heavyweight's not that old. I mean, Stipe's fighting for the title next year, and he's 41. So, DeLima, I honestly feel like out of his last 5 fights, he's really come into his own. He's 4-1. He's got 2 finishes, 2 decisions. He really gets his low leg kick going, and this guy's got some freaking red oaks for legs. And Derek Lewis, being 265, it's funny that he's that big, has like toothpick legs. He can't take low kicks, and I heard the MMA guru say it earlier this week, and I totally agree. Derek Lewis just doesn't have that dog in him anymore. Every fighter has his day when that comes. And I think that DeLima is honestly probably in the beginning of a pretty good run at heavyweight. I think he can win a couple of fights on the way up, and he has looked really good out of his last 5. Derek Lewis has just been spitting out losses like an ATM spits out 20s. So out of his last 5, he's been finished in almost every fight. Every time he goes back to Texas to fight, especially in Houston, he gets throttled in his hometown. I don't understand that. And, don't be confused by the Derek Lewis that beat Volkov. That guy's not there anymore. And Derek Lewis has given us some wars, but I think his time is done. And I see De Lima winning this fight by TKO after probably brutalizing Lewis's legs and probably getting a stoppage in the second round, either by TKO or De Lima's got a sub game and Lewis is a fish out of water on the ground, so he can be subbed very easily.
I am muted. Karen Costello says she is here to watch just to see us drunk. Well, Karen, you're in luck.
Karen, I'm drinking fizzy water.
Oh, fizzy. It's the fizzy
with
bubbly.
the bubbles.
Yeah, the fizzy bubbly. You're lucky because I am drunk, courtesy of these guys behind me, 10th Mountain Whiskey. All right, and they're coming to you from Vail,
I
Colorado.
talk trash courtesy of these guys behind me.
Yeah, Vail, Colorado. So go to 10thmountainwhiskey.com, put in the code VTT, and get yourself a discount on some excellent whiskey, excellent bourbon, award-winning whiskey, excuse me, and some bourbon. And then, of course, I got the little the clear juice today, the vodka. All right, good potato vodka. All right. Oh, yeah, before we get to the co-main, remember, there's that little QR code up there, and scan it, put in the code VTTGW, get yourself a discount on some sweet shirts. It's awesome. So what's going on, gents, with the crayons? All right, we got Every Day's a Saturday, U.S. Marine Corps veteran. Hey, welcome to the show, buddy, girl, whatever you are. We are gender fluid here on the fight show. You could be a guy or a girl. We don't
When
care.
did that happen?
But I like the crayons. I love the crayons. We have a great crayon line. So go to shop.veterantrashtalk.com or that QR code right there. All right. And we got crayon shirts. Just type in crayons. They're unreal. But I know, glad to have you on the show with us, U.S. Marine Corps veteran. Every day's a Saturday. Pretty sweet. Okay. The co-main. It's a light heavyweight fight. Oh, he identifies as a brother. All right. Hey, absolutely. Absolutely. So, welcome to the team. Co-main, light heavyweight fight, and we got, is that Jan?
Yeah, Janitor Man Jan
Blachowicz at 29-9-1 versus Pereira at 7-2. Okay, now is this the same Pereira that got slept by Izzy last fight?
It is.
It is, yeah. When Izzy did the whole rope-a-dope, oh, you hurt me, oh, this sucks, then whack. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to go Pereira by waterboarding. I'm going to go. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do, because you ever had that Perrier water? It's pretty good. And so he's going to shove the Perrier bottle right down his throat, and I'm going Perrier by waterboarding. Let's go to the second round. All right, Joe, what say you?
Okay, well, that one's French, one's Brazilian, but I don't know if that takes away from your point at all. But listen, everybody's anxious for this fight because it's such a crazy matchup. You have a light heavyweight champ going up against former middleweight champ, just got slept by Izzy. The guy walks around, he's going to be bigger than Blachowicz when he goes in there at 205. He walks around 230 pounds, and his head coach is the last guy to tap out Blachowicz, Glover. So going to be quite an interesting matchup. Is going to be, can Jan get the fight to the ground? If he can, then Pereira's going to have some trouble. But can he take the punches? And so far, the answer to that on every level from every fighter has been no. And Jan's got a really good chin, but he's been knocked out. And Thiago Santos, big Brazilian kickboxer, kind of like the guy he's fighting, finished him last time he fought him. And I think training with the guy that tapped out Jan is going to be a huge advantage for Pereira. And, they talk about Jan taking down Izzy. Well, yeah, it took him till about the fourth round to take down Izzy. And Pereira did it in one shot. So I don't think he's got the kind of wrestling that people think he's going to have to be able to bully Pereira. I think Pereira's just too big and isn't going to be bullied around. And I don't think Jan's going to be able to get his takedowns off. And I think Pereira catches him in the second round and actually wins by TKO. And Pereira by TKO is plus money right now. And I honestly think I think it's almost even money for this fight not to go the distance. And I think there's no way this thing goes to the judges. So under 2.5 on FanDuel is a really nice bet here.
Very nice. And again, VTT's Drunken Cyborg, she had storms going through the neighborhood, so she lost power. But she's on watching, and her pick for this fight is Blachowicz round 2 submission. All right, so there you have it there. And it's kind of going what you were saying. If it goes to the ground, all right, Pereira's going to have some trouble. So I like that pick there. And hey, every day is a Saturday, U.S. Marine Corps veteran. You're one of the 2 guys that watches this on YouTube live. So we really appreciate you. We don't promote it on YouTube ever, but if you can, share it. All right. And then, yes, we do have crayon shirts. They are our best-selling shirt for the Marine Corps. They are hilarious. Go check it out. Okay, yeah. And then the power is out for Clifford Bauman as well, VTT's mental health warrior. He just texted us. However, because he's married to a full bird colonel, has enough money for a Tesla wall. Okay, and he's completely off the grid. Okay, but that's just what it is. Hey, every day's a Saturday. We almost brought this up the other day. Last Friday was, we're gonna have the car with Elon Musk and Zuckerberg. It's gonna be legit. Too bad. I think we already called that one. That Zuck's gonna kick the shit out of Elon.
I hope somebody gives that powder from Bloodsport. They need to tuck that shit in the side of Elon's gi.
What do you think this is? The White House, Joe? All right, ain't no white powder around here. All right,
who brought the cocaine to the White House?
Exactly. All right. Well, let's go to the main event, shall we?
Let's do that.
Yeah, we got a lightweight fight, and we got the one we were talking about from the beginning. Why everybody did. Or we got Poirier at 29-7 and Gaethje at 24-4. Now let's see here. The Drunken Cyborg has went with Gaethje by decision. All right, so Joe, what say you on the main event?
Yeah, I think the last time Gaethje fought was the only time I've bet against him, and he was a bigger underdog than he is here. I think that fight against Fiziev showed a huge maturation in the game of Justin Gaethje. He's always been a great striker. He's always had power. He's always had the wrestling defense to be able to stay off his back if he wanted to. He's an all-American wrestler who just refuses to wrestle, which is why I love him. But he showed a lot more responsibility in his striking and leaving himself open, and he wasn't taking big shots. And I think that that's going to be a huge, huge bonus for him in this Poirier fight, because the last fight, Poirier dominated 30 seconds in the beginning and 30 seconds at the end. But in between there, it was Gaethje's fight, and Gaethje had him hurt. And I think if he gets him hurt and clips him in this fight, he's going to keep him up on his feet and stay there and bang at the legs. And I got Gaethje winning probably fight of the year, winning a unanimous decision, 3-2. Poirier is a dog, and he's going to want to get it to the ground because that's where the jiu-jitsu is the difference for him. But he's proud enough to stay on his feet with Gaethje and bang it out long enough to where I think Gaethje hurts him in round 1, and that probably carries on to where Gaethje can get his leg kicks off. And once he gets those leg kicks off, the other guy's punches don't hurt as much because they can't plant and box. So now Poirier's got those leg kicks too. So I think that Gaethje's the one that wins that battle. He fires more significant strikes. He's got a higher accuracy. His takedown defense is great, and he's just shown a lot of nuances to his game from the first time they fought. And I think that Poirier is in for a war, and I say he comes out on the bottom end of it, and Gaethje wins a unanimous decision.
All right, there you have it, fight fans. It's a short card, and again, before the VTT's Drunken Cyborg got kicked off. Now, is it really a power outage, Stacks, or is it that you got hammered and fell off the chair? I'm gonna go. You got hammered and fell off your chair.
Yeah, that's more entertaining to tell.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna stick with that. So VTTs can't sit in his chair. Stacks, Drunken Cyborg, whatever. But either way, this is how we bet. All right, this is how the Big Earl bets. So pay attention. All right, Joe's about to go through his parlays, locks, and his DraftKings sleeper, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I do with all of those. Now, obviously, when Stacks gives hers, and then the champ still all right, when Bill gives his, I write them all down. I take this little pen out, I write them all down, and make sure that you put money on the locks. And some of them don't pay that much because they're huge favorites. All right, so maybe you put 25 to win 7. Okay, and it is what it is. But chances are you're going to win that $7. And then you put, some of the other locks, you put money on enough to cover your parlays. All right, so if you lose your parlay, which you usually do because there's always one stupid fight that doesn't go the right way or the judges give it to a different way. It just is what it is. The worst days that we have is when we lose the locks and the parlays. I think that's only happened twice in 2 freaking years. Right? It just, it's miserable when that happens. But when you actually place the bet, pay attention to what they're saying. All right. So if they're saying under, it depends on what your betting app is. But if they're saying this fight will not go to distance, some apps allow you to just pick that, right? Under the distance. All right. And then most apps give you the over under. And it's usually like 1.5 rounds in a 3-round card or 2.5 to 3.5 on a 5-round card. So if they say under, bet the under. If they bet the over, bet the over. Now all you're watching is hoping. I love betting the under on fights because you're just hoping somebody gets knocked the hell out. It's like just end it. All right.
Exactly.
And then again,
as soon as you see that ref break it up, you're fist pumping. You don't even see who won.
Right. And the parlays, that's where you have to hit every single one of those bets. So we'll explain that. Let's just say I go Cheesy, Ferguson, Lewis, Blachowicz, Poirier on a 5-fighter, okay, and I bet $5. That probably pays $250. All right, maybe even like $300 with some of those names that I picked. You're not going to win that most likely. All right, so but you have to win all of those. Okay, so that's when you bet a parlay, and the reason why Vegas has giant buildings is because of roulette, pie gow poker, and parlays. All right. I think the last time I was hammered in Vegas, I had like 17,000 free drink tickets and about $900 in parlays going. I think I lost every single one of them. And I was like, "You son of a bitch!" But that's okay. I went to the hold'em table. It took about $4,000 in about an hour and a half. So I made it right. Made it right back. But okay, that's how you bet, people. That's what you do. All right. So Joe, tell us who we're betting on. Give us your locks, your parlay, and your DraftKings sleeper.
All right, my DraftKings sleeper is going to be Gaethje. He's an underdog. I like him to win the fight outright. My locks. This is a very, very tight line card. So my locks, 2 of them are going to be on the prelims. That's Gabriel Bonfim. He's a -330 favorite right now over Trevin Giles, and then Matt Semmelsberger against Uros Medic. Uros Medic is going up a weight class, and Semmelsberger is a weight bully, and he played free safety in college football in D1, so he is an athlete, and he's been on a tear lately. I'm locking him up over Uros Medic, but those are my only 2 locks. There's some other ones I feel really good about, but the way these cards have been lately, very, very few things are a certainty. So I'm going to start my parlay off like I always do from the bottom prelims up. Take Matthew Semmelsberger over Uros Medic. Then the next fight up, Jake Matthews to win over Darius Flowers. Then I actually like Roman Kopylov over Claudio Ribeiro, so it's that next fight up. Gabriel Bonfim over Trevin Giles. Then I'm going to go Holland, Bobby Green, I replaced Thompson, so never mind. The one I showed you earlier, Thompson's out. And then I'm going to go Pereira and Blachowicz to go under the distance. And on FanDuel, they're letting me take over 2.5 for Poirier and Gaethje, and I think that fight's probably going the distance. So just check your things, your betting apps. If it's saying the distance or nothing, maybe leave that out of your parlay. But if it's giving you over 2.5 or over 3.5, I like that all day. You're gonna have to kill one of these guys to get them out of there. So I don't see anybody going down that early. And so I do have that over 2.5 rounds as my last fight of my parlay. But if they're making you take it to go the distance, maybe not, just in case a sub or a knockout comes late and it ruins your whole night, maybe leave that off your parlay and enjoy the main event. But I do highly believe the co-main is going under the distance. Someone's going out. So feel really good about that parlay. It's pretty prelim heavy, but there's some great minus 200 and minus 150 picks on the prelims.
All right, there you have it, fight fans. We are locked and loaded. Now, in the event that we stay live after we go off is because the person controlling this, they lost their power. So I don't know how we're still live. I think it's the aliens. But then again, sorry to the Trash Talk and Gruntworks Nation. We do not have a Trash Talk hour again tomorrow. It is our last.
It's July.
It is our last weekend off, but we will be back with season motherfucking 3. All right, 3rd season of the Trash Talk Hour. It is literally the best veteran podcast out there. Why? Because we don't. I mean, sometimes we tell war stories. Sometimes we tell, the bro vet or the Karen vet stuff, but not really. We're just here to bring a veteran-owned business on and talk shit to them. Right.
That won some awards, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Pretty sure we did.
It won the Army's best podcast our first year, and then we didn't. That was with Smoke and Bacon. Those poor guys, we kind of let them hang and dry. We didn't enter any more of their contests, but
we left them dry and bacon.
Yeah, dried bacon. It was oven baked.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
Oven baked bacon. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and always a big shout out to Gold Star Teen Adventures. That's Bill's and our favorite nonprofit, minus the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation, which we are sponsoring a hole on a golf course next week for the families of the 13 fallen as to Abbey Gate fly fishing. So we're hoping to raise enough money to make sure that they can cover that and some other stuff. And they're infantry guys that are running it. It's their side gig. They have normal jobs. They don't take a salary. They are simply just doing what they can to help the families of the fallen. And then also active duty first responders. They send them to advanced healthcare and mental health care so it's a tremendous. So look up the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation. It's awesome. And we're going to be trying to raise as much money as we can next week for them. Faceman will be in El Paso, and so will Paul, the bald guy. He will also be in El Paso trying to raise money for the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation as well. And with, again, the Gold Star Teen Adventures, as Bill always says, when we lose a brother, we lose a sister, we say till Valhalla. We drink some beers on Memorial Day, but we forget about the kids that they left behind. A lot of them had families, a lot of them had kids, and the Gold Star Teen Adventures does a tremendous job for them. And they are run by an active duty colonel who lost his leg in combat. And he's not taking a paycheck, obviously. He's an active duty colonel. So they actually won an award for the most money that goes directly to who they're supporting. So check out Gold Star Teen Adventures. And then again, go to our store, shop.veterantrashtalk.com. Especially you, U.S. Marine Corps veteran, every day's a Saturday. Go get your crayon shirt there. Put in the code VTTGW, all capital letters. Get yourself a discount. And then, Joe, there's a little button that says leave up there. Maybe it's on your phone. I'm going to press it as well because I don't know if Stacks is going to be able to end the live. But we will see you guys next week. Go UFC 291.